Samantha picks up her phone just to check the weather. 5 minutes later, she's watching a dog dance on TikTok, laughing at a meme, and somehow ends up scrolling through someone's wedding photos. Someone she barely knows. Sound familiar? This isn't just a habit, it's a design. Social media platforms are engineered to keep your attention. Every scroll, swipe, beep, or tap is carefully optimized. The infinite scroll feature, for example, gives your brain a constant stream of novelty. And novelty is addictive. It gives your brain a hit of curiosity that feels almost impossible to resist. Apps like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok know this. The more time you spend, the more ads they can show you. So they design features that feel intuitive, but in reality are calculated to keep you hooked. But it's not just your time they're taking, it's your attention, your energy, and slowly your control over how you engage with the world. This is where it gets deeper. The dopamine dilemma. Let's talk about dopamine, the brain's natural reward chemical. It's released when you feel pleasure or satisfaction. Eating your favorite dessert, finishing a workout, hearing good news, all of these trigger dopamine. But so do likes, comments, shares, DMs. That notification ping, it's a digital reward. And over time, your brain starts craving it. You begin checking your phone more often, hoping for another small hit of validation. Did anyone like my post? Did they reply? It feels harmless until you notice the compulsion. Ben from Manchester started noticing how often he'd refresh his app just to see if someone interacted with his story. It wasn't conscious, it was automatic. And when there were no notifications, he felt strangely disappointed, even anxious. This is the dopamine trap. Your brain begins associating these interactions with worth, joy, even connection. But when you rely on external clicks to feel something good, it becomes harder to feel good without them. Mental exhaustion you don't even notice. Ever felt tired after a long scroll session, even though you didn't do anything real? That's cognitive fatigue. Every post you see requires a tiny decision. Scroll or stop, like or ignore, read or skip. These micro decisions add up, draining your mental energy without you noticing. Anna, a college student in New York, didn't understand why she was feeling mentally foggy all day. Turns out, she was spending nearly 4 hours a day across different apps. That's 4 hours of constant, low-level decision-making. Your brain gets overwhelmed. It starts to feel restless. You become less focused at work, less patient with others, and less motivated to do simple things, like responding to an email or cooking dinner. This invisible exhaustion steals your clarity, and unlike physical tiredness, it doesn't go away with sleep. It goes away with space, mental space, which social media rarely allows. The comparison spiral. Jason opens Instagram and sees his old schoolmate driving a luxury car. Someone else just got promoted. Another friend is traveling in Europe. He closes the app and suddenly feels like he's falling behind, like everyone's life is better than his. Social media turns casual scrolling into silent self-judgment. We compare, constantly, but we're comparing our real lives to someone else's highlight reel. People post what looks good, sounds exciting, or feels successful. Behind those posts might be debt, loneliness, or self-doubt, but you won't see that. Instead, you see the filtered smiles, the curated vacations, the edited lifestyles. And that can create a sense of not being enough, even when you're doing just fine. It's not envy, it's pressure. A silent weight that makes you question your choices, your path, even your worth. This spiral can sneak into your daily thoughts and influence how you define success. Attention span, the silent casualty. Remember when you could read a book for an hour without checking your phone? Now you watch a 2-minute video and still feel the urge to skip ahead. Why? Because social media has shortened our attention spans. Every second, you're served a new image, video, headline, or reaction. Your brain adapts to this speed and starts craving constant stimulation. Liam, a graphic designer from Texas, noticed that he couldn't finish his work without switching tabs or grabbing his phone. He wasn't bored, he was overstimulated. And this overstimulation trains the brain to struggle with focus. Attention is like a muscle. If you feed it only with short bursts, it becomes weaker. You lose the ability to sit with a thought, to dive deep into a task, or even enjoy a slow conversation. The danger isn't just distraction, it's the erosion of presence. Emotional echo chambers. You like one inspirational quote, and suddenly your feed is full of motivation reels. You comment on a post about anxiety, and now your feed is packed with similar themes. Algorithms amplify what you react to. They don't care if it helps or hurts, they just want your attention. What this does is create emotional echo chambers. You begin seeing content that confirms your current feelings or fears. This makes your emotional state more extreme, more repetitive, and harder to escape. Rachel, a teacher from Ohio, once engaged with a post about burnout. For the next week, all she saw was content about overwork and stress. It didn't help her. It made her feel trapped in a cycle. This isn't about conspiracy theories or manipulation. It's about emotion loops. And when your emotions are shaped by a feed instead of your real life, it becomes harder to understand what you actually feel and why. The illusion of connection. Emily has 1,000 followers. She gets dozens of likes every time she posts. But when she needed someone to talk to, really talk to, her inbox was empty. Social media gives the illusion of connection. A heart emoji feels like a hug. A "you got this" comment feels like support. But most of these interactions are surface level, quick, effortless. Real connection takes time. It requires listening, patience, presence, none of which fit easily into an app's interface. Tom, a young dad in London, realized he was checking his feed more than checking in on his real friends. When he made time for actual phone calls and meetups, he felt better. Not more entertained, but more human. We confuse visibility with connection, but being seen is not the same as being known. Sleep and screen time, the unseen battle. It's 10:45 p.m. Mark tells himself he'll watch just one video. One turns into 5, then 10. By the time he checks the clock, it's almost 1 a.m., and he still feels wired. That's the effect of late-night scrolling. The blue light from screens tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Your body delays melatonin release, the hormone that helps you sleep. At the same time, the rapid-fire content keeps your brain alert, curious, and overstimulated. You may fall asleep eventually, but the quality of your rest suffers. You wake up groggy, you struggle to concentrate, and the cycle repeats. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your brain organizes memories, resets stress hormones, and prepares for the next day. Without it, everything, mood, focus, energy, suffers. Reclaiming control without quitting. You don't have to delete every app or throw your phone in a drawer. You just need to use it on your terms. Ava, a marketing manager from Seattle, started using her phone more mindfully. She removed all notifications except calls and texts. She deleted social apps from her home screen. She scheduled 15-minute scroll breaks instead of checking constantly. The result? She didn't lose connection. She gained clarity. It's about setting boundaries. Design your digital space like you design your home. Calm, organized, intentional. Mute or unfollow accounts that drain you. Choose what you consume instead of letting it be chosen for you. Turn off autoplay. Set screen time reminders. The goal isn't disconnection. It's a better connection with your own mind, your time, your values. Your brain deserves a breather. Imagine your brain as a library. If you keep throwing books inside without stopping to read or sort them, it becomes cluttered, confused, overwhelmed, chaotic. That's what happens when your mind is flooded with constant content. It never gets a moment to pause, reflect, or recharge. But when you give your brain space, real space, something amazing happens. Creativity returns. Calmness settles in, ideas form, clarity appears. Grace from San Diego started taking daily walks without her phone. Just 20 minutes a day. Within a week, she had better sleep, better ideas, and a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. Stillness isn't boring, it's healing. Your mind is powerful, but it needs silence to speak. Ethan, a university student in Boston, always felt like there wasn't enough time. So many notifications, so many videos, so many things to check. 1 month, he challenged himself to stop using social media before 10 a.m. and after 8 p.m. At first, it felt strange, like something was missing. But then he started reading again, journaling, talking to people face to face. He felt more focused, more balanced, more alive. He didn't quit social media, he just redefined his relationship with it. Now think about yourself. What would your day feel like with fewer interruptions? What could you create, feel, or become if your mind had space? What is your brain missing because it's always distracted? Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed how social media affects your focus, sleep, or mood? Have you tried setting boundaries, or do you want to? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if this hit home for you, the next video dives into how phone habits could be quietly reshaping your memory. You don't want to miss it. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and take one small step to take your mind back. It's not about quitting, it's about choosing. Let's choose better.